May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Tibetan Buddhism teaches that all living beings have been each other's mothers at one time or another, through eons of time and many incarnations. Because of this, we should love and respect every single sentient being as both our own mother and our own child. Tibet is a place of great beauty. But the same remote mountains, valleys, and rushing rivers that make Tibet a spiritual refuge are also barriers to health care for its people. In these mountain villages, mothers die in childbirth, many of preventable causes, and infant mortality is perhaps as high as 1 in 10, according to a preliminary UNICEF study. Poverty, lack of education, poor hygiene, scarcity of resources, and poor or non-existent roads are all obstacles to good health. His Eminence Garchen Rinpoche is aware of this serious problem and has been actively looking for solutions to the health care and educational needs of Gargong, the village in Kham, eastern Tibet, where he was born, and where his monastery is located. Garchen Rinpoche first came to the West in 1997. Devoted students donated land, financial resources, and labor so that he could have a teaching center in the highlands of northern Arizona near Chino Valley. But Rinpoche never forgot his roots and has continuously asked his Western disciples to put their compassion and generosity into action by supporting educational and health projects in his home region. Garchen Rinpoche returned to sit on his throne in Gargong in the summer of 2004, joyously welcomed by thousands of Tibetans. That summer, at Rinpoche's invitation, his student Donna Kaplan, a naturopathic doctor, midwife, and acupuncturist, made the long journey from her home in Vermont to Gargong to investigate the needs of mothers and babies and to teach the first midwifery training class ever offered in this area. She was joined by Erin Holloway, an acupuncturist from California. But this was only a beginning. The following spring, Donna led a volunteer healthcare team of 9 American women to eastern Tibet. They were a multi-talented group including nurses, midwife trainers, acupuncturists, holistic healers, a medical anthropologist, and a filmmaker. Young Tibetans fluent in English were hired as translators. The women would be especially important to the success of the project, since many Tibetan women are shy to discuss personal matters in front of men. The team begins an arduous journey of 3 days across the high-altitude grasslands, a distance of about 500 miles. On the way, they must cross several passes of over 16,000 feet and slowly acclimatize to Gargong's 14,400-foot altitude, where they will be spending 2 weeks. In Nangchen, the administrative center of the county in Qinghai province, where Gargong village is located, the group is welcomed by local government officials. They meet with officials involved in maternal health care and tour the maternal child health clinic. This is the closest medical facility to Gargong, which is at least 5 hours away on a rough dirt road if the weather remains good. In Nangchen, the team also meets Garchen Rinpoche to seek his blessings and guidance. Rinpoche is grateful that they have sacrificed so much to come such a long distance to help the people of Gargong.
He says, Derek, thank you for all of you come here to help the people here. And there are no schools or no clinic in the countryside for almost 2 or 3,000 years.
Though he will be unable to join them, he asks Rinchen, a trusted disciple, to take care of them and assist in the work. Finally, the team and all of their luggage, including donated medical supplies, arrives at Gargong, where they are warmly welcomed. The people of Gargong are semi-nomadic. The per capita income is about $150 per year, and the main occupation is yak herding. The major source of cash income is the gathering of caterpillar fungus, which is only found at high altitudes and commands a high price for its use in Chinese and Tibetan medicine. For 6 weeks in late spring, nearly everyone in the village goes into the mountains to search for the hard-to-find fungus. Although the team wonders if they will have patience, since so many people are out of the village, work begins immediately. The clinic offers Western, Chinese, and Tibetan medicine. They've been joined by Dr. Namlaka, a doctor of traditional Tibetan medicine. It turns out there is no shortage of patients. Team members, including Carolyn Fredericks, who will soon be starting medical school at Stanford, work with translators to fill out intake forms. Tori Hofdy, a nurse and acupuncturist from Vermont, who is a student of Rinpoche's, supervises the daily clinic. Patients can choose to see a nurse, an acupuncturist, or one of the holistic healers. Clivia Felice from Alaska and Nikki Barton, a Sangha member from Maine, offer energy healing and massage to patients. Deborah Danker from New Mexico offers healing touch to one of the nuns who has been tirelessly and cheerfully cooking for and serving the team. Patients come for a variety of reasons. Many have aches and pains from hard work and the cold climate. Some have respiratory and intestinal diseases that could be prevented by better hygiene. Others have chronic conditions such as gallbladder problems due to the limited diet high in animal fat. Because of the intense UV light at this high altitude, many people are going blind due to cataracts, a condition that the team is not able to treat. Rinpoche hopes that someday an eye surgeon may be able to visit the village, or at least Nangchen. In hopes of better understanding the challenges facing the people of Gargong, team members meet with groups of mothers, grandmothers, teenage girls, fathers, and grandfathers, asking them questions about maternal and child health and general health needs.
They give birth on the grassland or on the pile of sheep dung. If they give birth at home, the house will be like it's kind of make it dirt and contaminated.
Medical anthropologist Tara Lumpkin from New Mexico will use this information to write a comprehensive needs assessment. Maternal child health surveys will also aid in gathering important data. Traditionally, by cultural custom, local women have given birth outside on the grasslands without a skilled birth attendant. With Rinpoche's wisdom and guidance, people of the village will be changing that practice, and these trained birth attendants will be available to help their sisters give birth.
So we want to wipe the baby off with a cloth.
One of the team's major priorities is to continue the midwifery training started by Donna last year.
When they put the string on to tie the cord, they want it to be very tight.
This year she's joined by Katie Lockwood, a birth educator from New Mexico, and Linda Baxter, a certified nurse midwife from Massachusetts. Teaching aids include a newborn doll, complete with a snap-on umbilical cord and placenta. 150 Zonta birth kits have been donated by a group in Australia. Each kit contains 1 square meter of plastic, which provides a clean space to give birth.
When the mother feels the baby's coming soon, I'll put this down so that we have a very clean place for her to sit on.
There's a plastic apron for the birth attendant and sterile gloves.
This is soap for washing before helping the mother give birth. And not only the hands, but also under the fingernails.
The kit has sterile strings with which to tie off the umbilical cord, and a sterile blade with which to cut the
So
cord.
after we have 2 strings very tight, we cut.
These birth kits are sure to save lives of mothers and newborns, since many women in Gargong have used sheep wool yarn to tie off the cord and have cut the cord with an unsterilized knife or even a stone.
Oh, that's pretty.
Hats for newborns have been knitted by Sangha members in Arizona, blankets have been donated by Canadians, and clothing from Alaska and other places. These women are learning basic skills and how to use simple tools to monitor the health of mother and baby.
How is the baby's heartbeat?
Enactments of mock births help the students to understand and practice the process of attending births.
The baby's crying. Wiping off and drying right away.
The training turns serious as students learn how to recognize potential problems with the birthing process and what they can do within the limits of their skills. At the end of this 2-week course, these women will have the basic knowledge of skilled birth attendants. At the special request of Gachin Rinpoche, team members go to treat the nuns at the nearby Anigompa or nunnery. The nuns are grateful for the chance to receive treatment. Dr. Tashi, a medical doctor from Nangjin, who specializes in women's and children's health, has joined the team for a few days. Rinpoche has given special permission for the team to visit and offer treatments to a group of nuns who are nearing the end of a rigorous 3-year retreat. The team also journeys to an even more remote village, Tajuk, which means horse racing. This village is higher in altitude and an hour further away from medical care. The villagers have never seen Westerners before, but are eager to attend the makeshift clinic. Families in the village have loaned rugs to accommodate the visitors on the floor of the schoolroom. Both men and women participate in groups. And the women answer questions on the maternal child health surveys. Katie conducts basic training in safe birthing practices.
If you're there helping another woman to give birth, the birth attendant would clean her hands well with the soap and water very, very well.
After handing out gifts of sweets, the team discovers another problem. A generation ago, everything was biodegradable. But now packaged products have come to this remote area and litter is a problem. Back in Gargong, with the support of monastery staff, Katie holds a meeting about hygiene and waste management. Teachers and children will both be leaders in this new program. The team's time at Gargong has come to an end, and this year's midwifery training class is graduating.
We're all really happy that you all have learned so much and worked so hard at learning all the things that we've been teaching you.
The students offer a thank you song. His Eminence Garchen Rinpoche speaks of how service work in Tibet embodies the six perfections. Bringing medicine, health care, and education to Gargong is the practice of generosity. Coming to Tibet with the intention of doing good and not harming people or animals is ethical discipline. Persevering through difficult circumstances, from bad roads to the expense of coming such a long distance, is the practice of patience. Working to benefit others, even when we face obstacles and difficulty, is a diligence. We practice meditative concentration by staying mindful that all these people are our parents, our relatives, and so we must meditate on love for them. This mindfulness is wisdom, for if we do not have wisdom, we would not be involved in this work. Garchen Rinpoche has joined the people of Gargong in expressing a wish for a permanent, full-time staffed clinic in Gargong.
He said the most important is to have a clinic.
The problem is that they cannot identify what kind of disease they get and what is the problem. So if there's a kind of clinic, that's the change that they would like to see.
We have a saying that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
As a first step, in March 2006, 5 women from Gargong began a 2-year training in basic health care practices in Nangchen.
samare poshe moje nusa shele tawa ame pomo no ze se nang la shupa mana tara tu shin yu me ke samare kyang ye pa nusa shele tawa ame pomo no ze se nang la shupa mana